Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Javed Ali from Department of Pharmaceutics, School of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, Jamia Hamdard. Today we are going to discuss about a module which is titled as One Compartment Model under the paper Biopharmaceutics and Pharmacokinetics. In this module, we are going to discuss one compartment open model with respect to intravenous drug administration, one compartment open model with respect to continuous intravenous infusion, one compartment open model with respect to extravascular administration with zero order absorption model, and one compartment open model with respect to extravascular administration first order absorption model. Now, what this one compartment open model means to us? This model is quite simple as compared to other higher compartment models. Here, body is considered as a homogeneous unit consisting of blood and other body tissues into which the drug is absorbed and eliminated. This one compartment model is applicable to those drugs which are hastily distributed all over the body. It implies that any modification in plasma drug concentration imitates a proportional change in drug concentration throughout the body. The given schematic representation gives one compartment model with respect to extravascular administration. When the drug is ingested, it is absorbed by a rate constant which is depicted by a term Ka, which is also known as input rate, that is absorption, and gets distributed to the blood and other body tissues, which in turn is further being eliminated by a rate constant Ke, which is being termed as output or a elimination rate constant, which may be either due to metabolism or excretion. In the coming slides, we are going to see how the elimination rate constant is further differentiated into a rate constant referring to metabolism and a rate constant referring to excretion. We have seen in the schematic representation that input and output are the main two important parameters in this compartment model. Based on the input and output, different one compartment open models can be defined, namely as one compartment open model for intravenous bolus administration. When I refer to bolus administration, it is the administration of one stat dose. Continuous intravenous infusion is another type of a one compartment model, and one compartment open model for extravascular administration, which follows zero order or first order absorption model. Now, coming to the first type, that is one compartment open model for intravenous drug administration. There is no absorption phase because whole of the dose is poured into the systemic network when the drug is given intravenously. Distribution is very rapid in the body. The model can be represented in the form of a schematic representation where a drug is being administered by a IV route, distribute itself into blood and other body tissues and undergo elimination. Hence, the rate of process involving first order kinetic is given by dx by dt equal to minus Kex, where dx by dt is a rate of process and sometimes being also referred to as rate of change of drug. The Ke is the term which is used to give rate constant for the elimination of the drug, and X is the amount of drug remaining to be eliminated from the body at any given time t. The minus or the negative sign refers to the drug eliminated from the body. Furthermore, these pK parameters can be estimated as number one, elimination rate constant. Elimination rate constant is a first order process which is followed by most of the drugs for the elimination rate constant. This is designated as Ke with units of time inverse. For the drug following one compartment open model, kinetics administered as rapid IV injection or a rapid IV bolus injection, the decline in plasma drug concentration is not due to distribution but only because of the drug elimination as the amount of drug decreases. This phase is called as elimination phase, and this phase can be described by three parameters, that is the elimination rate constant, the elimination half-life, and the clearance as such. Substituting plasma drug concentration C in place of amount of drug in the equation, that is dx by dt equal to minus Kex, gives an integrated form of equation, that is natural ln of C equal to natural ln of C0 minus Ket, where C0 is a plasma drug concentration at time t equal to 0, and the equation may also be written exponentially as C equal to C0 e to the power minus Ket. Disposition of a drug that follows one compartment kinetic is given by mono exponential equation, which can be transformed into log form, and the final equation comes out to be log C equal to log C0 Ket upon 2.303. When this equation is plotted in the form of a graph, a straight line is observed when log C versus time t is plotted on a semi-logarithmic paper. The slope gives the overall elimination rate constant having units of minute inverse or time inverse and log C0 as y-intercept. Elimination half-life is a time taken for 1/2 or 50% of the amount of drug in the body to decline, which is being referred to as elimination half-life or sometimes as biological half-life. It is calculated in hours or minutes, and half-life is related to elimination rate constant by an equation T half is equal to 0.693 divided by Ke. You can also amplify the equation with physiological understanding, which relieves that half-life is a derived parameter of clearance and apparent volume of distribution, which is shown in the equation as T half is equal to 0.693 Vd upon CLT, where CLT is the total clearance. Apparent volume of distribution, as it is complex to find out directly, X, that is the amount of drug in the body, benefit is taken of the fact that a constant relationship exists between drug concentration in plasma and amount of drug in the body, and hence X is equal to Vd into C, and Vd here refers to the apparent volume of distribution, and from the above equation Vd is equal to amount of drug in the body, that is X, divided by plasma drug concentration, that is C. Coming to clearance, there may arise some complexity while applying elimination rate constant and half-life as pharmacokinetic parameters in an anatomical physiological context and as a measure of drug elimination mechanism. Alternatively, use of clearance parameters to characterize drug disposition may be used. Clearance is required to relate plasma drug concentration with the rate of drug elimination. As per the equation, clearance is equal to rate of elimination divided by plasma drug concentration, or dx by dt upon C. Clearance refers to the amount of drug completely removed in a particular period of time from the body. It is expressed in ml per minute or liters per hour, and clearance may further be distinguished as blood clearance, clearance from plasma, or clearance based on unbound or free drug concentration. Coming to total body clearance, elimination of a drug from the body occurs in different eliminating organs like kidney, liver, lungs, and other organs. Organ clearance is a clearance at an individual organ level, which can be calculated by dividing the rate of drug elimination by each organ with the concentration of drug pass through it. Hence, in order to refer to renal clearance is being given in the form of CLR, which is rate of elimination by kidney divided by the concentration of drug. Similarly, hepatic clearance is being shown by the term CLH, which is rate of elimination by liver divided by plasma concentration. And similarly, for other organ clearance, CL others is equal to rate of elimination by other organs divided by the plasma concentration. Thus, in order to calculate the total body clearance, the total systemic clearance is an additive property of individual organ clearance, and hence total systemic clearance, that is CLT, is a sum total of renal clearance, that is CLR, plus hepatic clearance, that is CLH, and clearance of other organs. One compartment open model, continuous intravenous infusion. Rapid IV injection is not suitable for the drugs having potential to precipitate toxicity or when desiring a stable concentration or amount of drug in the body. In that situation, the drug like several antibiotics, theophylline, procainamide, etc. is given at a constant rate, that is zero order, by IV infusion. In contrast, the short duration of infusion of an IV bolus, that is few seconds, the duration of constant rate infusion is usually much longer than the half-life of the drug. Advantages of such a zero-order infusion of drug include simplicity to control the rate of infusion to fit individual need, drugs having narrow therapeutic index, desired avoidance of fluctuation of maxima and minima, that is peak and valley, plasma level can be achieved. In critically ill patients, other drugs, electrolytes and nutrients can be easily administered simultaneously by the same infusion. The model can be depicted as drug when given by an IV infusion is taken into by a zero order constant, which ultimately get distributed to blood and other body tissues and undergo elimination by a rate constant Ke. At any time during infusion, the rate of change in the amount of drug, that is dx by dt, is given as the difference of input and output. The input is nothing else but the zero order infusion rate being given by the term RO, and the output, that is the elimination rate, is being given by the term Kex, where RO is the difference between the zero order rate of drug infusion and Kex is the first order rate of elimination. On integration and rearranging, we get an equation which is x equal to R0 Ke into 1 minus e to the power Ket. The amount of drug in the body is zero at the start of constant rate infusion, indicating that there is no elimination. The amount of drug in the body rises gradually with the passage of time, that is elimination rate is less than the rate of infusion till a point reaches where the rate of elimination equals the rate of infusion, that is the concentration of drug in plasma approaches a constant value called as steady state plateau or equilibrium. As shown in the figure, when the plasma drug concentration is plotted against time, you get an increase in curvilinear curve. The initial increase shows the amount of drug in the body is rising to an extent, achieving a plateau and then decreasing. The initial increase in the drug concentration is proportional to the infusion rate as such. In the curve, if you see the infusion at the rate R, and when the infusion rate at the rate twice R0 is increased, the time to achieve the plateau remains unchanged. The rate of change in the amount of drug in the body is zero at steady state, that is dx by dt equal to 0. At steady state, R0 by VDKE is equal to R0 by CLT, that is the infusion rate divided by clearance. So, in order to calculate the steady state concentration, if the infusion rate is known and clearance of the drug is known, the steady state concentration can be calculated. A semi-logarithmic graph, that is log C versus T of the plasma concentration time data when plotted when infusion is stopped, gives a straight line slope indicating the value of Ke, and accordingly T half can also be calculated. Alternatively, Ke can be calculated from the data collected during infusion to steady state. When log Cs minus C over Css is plotted against T, a straight line is obtained and the slope gives you Ke. More than 90% of the steady state drug concentration in the blood is preferred for therapeutic purpose, which is achieved in 3.3 half-lives. Accordingly, to reach 99% of the steady state drug concentration, 6.6 half-lives are required. This implies that the shorter the half-life, for example, drugs like penicillin G, which has a half-life of 30 minutes, quicker is the steady state concentration. But what about drugs which are having high half-life? The concept of infusion plus loading dose exists. For the plateau concentration to be reached for drugs having long half-life, it takes very long time, like phenobarbital, which takes 5 days to reach the plateau concentration or the steady state concentration, because of which these drugs initially have subtherapeutic concentration. To overcome this limitation, the drug may be administered via IV loading dose, which should be large enough to yield the desired steady state immediately upon injection and before starting the infusion, which is immediately followed by IV infusion at a rate enough to maintain this concentration. In the graph, if you see the amount of drug in the body when plotted against half-life, it shows the IV infusion plus loading dose combined. The IV bolus loading dose is decreasing with respect to time, whereas the IV infusion amount of drug is increasing with respect to time. The initial subtherapeutic concentration, which is maybe because of the IV infusion, may be compensated by the IV bolus loading dose, which provides the initial therapeutic concentration. And after attaining the steady state concentration, simultaneous IV bolus loading dose also gets eliminated from the body. There is a simultaneous rise seen resulting from the infusion in relation to the fall in the amount of bolus dose remaining in the body, and you finally get a complex equation which relates a component for a IV bolus loading dose and the IV infusion dose. Now coming to assessment of pharmacokinetic parameters from a semi-log graph of a post-infusion concentration time data, first order elimination rate constant and elimination half-life can be calculated. Furthermore, apparent volume of distribution and total systemic clearance can be calculated from steady state concentration and infusion rate. Apparent volume of distribution and total systemic clearance may also be calculated from the total area under curve till the end of infusion by the equation given as AUC equal to R0T upon VDKE, which can be given in the term of R0T upon CLT, where CLT is a total clearance and is the product of apparent volume of distribution and elimination rate constant, which is nothing else Vd into Ke being replaced by total clearance, where T is the infusion time, and this is the equation which may be applied to various pharmacokinetic model pertaining to IV continuous infusion. Now coming to one compartment open model, extravascular administration, mathematically zero order or first order process gives a rate of absorption. One compartment model with first order absorption and elimination describes a large number of plasma concentration time profiles. Conversely, under sync conditions, the absorption of some drugs may be better described by zero order kinetics. Zero order absorption refers to the constant rate of absorption which is independent of amount remaining to be absorbed, which is being termed as ARA. The regular ARA versus T plot shows a linear graph with slope equal to that of absorption, whereas the semi-log graph is illustrated by an ever-increasing gradient with time. On contrary to the first order absorption process is distinguished by a decrease in the absorption rate with ARA. Regular plot is curvilinear while semi-log plot is a straight line. After extravascular administration, the rate of change in the amount of drug in the body, that is dx by dt, can be given by dx by dt is equal to rate of absorption minus rate of elimination, where dx by dt is equal to dxev upon dt. xev is nothing else but the amount which is being absorbed by an extravascular route, and dxe by dt is the rate of elimination. The figure depicts the typical plasma concentration time profile of a single dose of a drug administered by extravascular route, which shows here the absorption and the elimination phase. The initial curve prior to the maxima shows the absorption phase followed by a post-absorption phase. The post-absorption phase is also being referred to as the elimination phase, and the peak drug concentration is being referred to as Cmax and the corresponding time interval as Tmax. In one compartment kinetics, drug plasma concentration profile consists of absorption phase, post-absorption phase and elimination phase. During the absorption phase, absorption rate is greater than elimination rate, that is dxev by dt is greater than dxe by dt. When concentration is maximum, that is Cmax, rate of absorption becomes equal to the rate of elimination, and the change in amount of drug in the body is 0, that is dxev by dt is equal to dxe by dt. During the post-absorption phase, drugs are present as extravascular site and rate of elimination is greater than the absorption rate, that is dxev by dt is less than dxe by dt. When drug absorption is complete, rate of absorption becomes 0 and the plasma concentration time curve is characterized only by elimination phase, something parallel to IV bolus administration. The one compartment extravascular administration is classified into two different type of absorption model, that is the zero order absorption model and the first order absorption model. Now coming to zero order absorption model, the model is analogous to that of constant rate infusion, and again here the drug at extravascular site is being absorbed by a zero order absorption rate being given by the term R0, which further gets distributed into blood and other body tissues and undergo elimination by a rate constant Ke. The rate of drug absorption in this case is constant and follows zero order absorption pattern, and continues drug at the absorption site is depleted. All equation in case of constant rate IV infusion is also applied to this model. So there is no much difference between the one compartment extravascular zero order absorption model and one compartment intravenous bolus administration. Coming to first order absorption model applicable to extravascular administration, as given in the diagram, drug enters blood and other tissues by first order absorption process, while it is eliminated following first order elimination only. Thus, the equation of rate of change of drug can be given by dx by dt equal to kxa minus kex, where kxa is the term which talks about the absorption component and kex the elimination component. K is the first order absorption rate constant and xa is the amount of drug remaining to be absorbed at the absorption site. Integrating the equation gives a complex multi-exponential equation and the typical plasma concentration time profile of the drug which is administered by extravascular administration is given in the figure. Now coming to assessment of pharmacokinetic parameters, that is Cmax and Tmax. Graphically you can calculate Cmax and Tmax by seeing the peak of the plasma drug concentration and corresponding time interval. However, it can also be calculated by mathematical equation. At peak plasma concentration, the rate of absorption equals rate of elimination, that is Kxa equal to Kex, and the rate of change in plasma drug concentration, that is dC by dt is equal to 0. This rate can be obtained by differentiating the equation, and at peak concentration the equation to obtain Cmax and Cmax is given as Tmax is equal to 2.303 log K by Ke upon Ka minus Ke, and Cmax can be calculated as Fx0 divided by Vd e to the power minus Ke t is equal to 0.37 Fx0 by Vd. As Fx0 Vd shows C0 following IV bolus, the maximum plasma concentration that can be attained after extravascular administration is just 37% of maximum level attainable with IV bolus in the same dose. In order to calculate Ke, that is the elimination rate constant can be calculated graphically by calculating the slope of the elimination part of the curve. Alternatively, elimination phase of the plasma level time profile is used to calculate this parameter. When drug is administered extravascularly, then absorption rate is significantly greater than the elimination rate, that is Ket is greater than Ket. In this case, e to the power minus Ket approaches 0 much faster than e to the power minus Ket. At such a stage, when absorption is complete, the change in plasma concentration is dependent only on elimination rate, and hence you get a multi-exponential equation. And transforming this equation into a log form, you get log C versus T gives a slope which is equal to Ke, and the intercept gives a multi terms which can be resolved later on by graphical methods. We have seen that when log C is plotted against T, you get a slope which is equal to Ke 2.303 and intercept with a complex term. Now in order to interpret this complex term and in order to calculate or resolve absorption rate constant Ke, the method of residual can be used to calculate the absorption rate constant. Method of residual is also known by other names like feathering, peeling and stripping method, and drug follows one compartment kinetics which is administered by extravascular route. The plasma concentration is expressed by the complex multi-exponential equation, and when you reduce this multi-exponential equation in the term C equal to A e to the power minus Ket and taking log, you get an equation which is log C is equal to log A minus Ket upon 2.303, where C is back extrapolated plasma concentration, and when log C versus time graph obtained shows by exponential phase. The terminal linear phase of slope is equal to Ke by 2.303, and back extrapolation of the straight line to time t0 gives y-intercept which is equal to log A. The bi-exponential curve has been resolved into two components, absorption and elimination. Cr, which is referring to the residual concentration, is obtained by subtracting true plasma concentration from the back extrapolated plasma concentration, that is C minus C is equal to Cr, which is equal to A e to the power minus Ket, and we have seen that in the log form the equation becomes log Cr is equal to log A minus Kat upon 2.303. A plot of log Cr versus T yields a straight line with slope minus Ka upon 2.303 and a y-intercept as log A. From Ka, absorption half-life can also be calculated using 0.693 by Ka. This method is best when the ratio of Ka to Ke is larger, that is Ka upon Ke is greater than or equal to 3. In some instances, the Ke obtained after IV bolus of the same drug is very large, much larger than Ka. In such cases, Ke by Ka is greater than or equal to 3. Terminal slope will give Ka, while slope of residual line gives Ke. This is called as flip-flop phenomena, since the slopes have interchanged their meaning. The curve fitting method is also used to estimate Ka, and this method is suitable for drugs showing rapid and complete absorption and follow one compartment kinetics after IV bolus dose. Another method for estimation of Ka is the Wagner-Nelson method, which is a better alternative to curve fitting method. Ka can be determined from percentage unabsorbed time plots. The equation indicates that the amount of the drug in the systemic circulation is equal to the sum of the amount of drug in the body and the amount of drug which has been eliminated, and consequently the equation Xa, that is the amount absorbed, is equal to the amount which is being taken into the body, that is X, plus Xe, that is the amount which is being eliminated, where X is nothing else but VDC, the drug amount eliminated, and any time t can be given as Xe is equal to KeVD into AUC 0 to t. We have seen already this equation where the amount of dose to be eliminated is equal to the product of elimination rate constant, that is Ke, apparent volume of distribution, and area under curve from time 0 to t. On substituting these values, we get a complex equation which is the Xa, that is the amount which is being absorbed, which is equal to the apparent volume of distribution and plasma concentration at any time C, plus the elimination rate constant, the apparent volume of distribution, and area under curve from time 0 to t. At time 0 to infinity, total amount of drug absorbed into the systemic circulation can also be given by replacing the term of Xa as Xa infinity, C as C infinity, and AUC 0 to t as AUC 0 to infinity. Since t is at infinite, and hence C infinity becomes 0, and the equation reduces to Xa infinity equal to Ke into Vd AUC 0 to infinity. Thus, in order to calculate the fraction drug absorbed is equal to C plus Ke AUC 0 to t upon Ke AUC 0 to infinity. In order to calculate percentage drug unabsorbed at any time is given by percentage ARA, amount remaining to be absorbed, is equal to 1 minus Xa over Xa infinity into 100, which is equal to 1 minus C plus Ke Vd AUC 0 to t upon Ke AUC 0 to infinity into 100. So thus, when we plot percentage ARA against time on a semi-logarithm graph paper, the method of Wagner-Nelson is applied. We get a slope which is equal to Ke 2.303. After single oral dose administration, blood samples are collected at different time intervals till all drug is eliminated from body. Log C versus T plot gives Ke, and plot of C versus T gives AUC 0 to T and AUC T to infinity. A semi-log plot of percent of unabsorbed versus T yields a line which gives a slope, and the slope is nothing else but absorption rate constant. So in summation, students, we have gone through the concept of one compartment open model and how various pharmacokinetic parameters can be calculated. We have gone through the applicability of this compartment model for intravenous drug administration, that is the intravenous bolus administration. We have also gone through the one compartment open model for continuous intravenous infusion, and we have also gone through the one compartment open model applicable to extravascular administration, which is further being classified as zero order absorption model and first order absorption model. Thank you.